Hello and welcome to Wakefield Park for round 2 of the New South Wales Improved Production Championship. Let's follow the action for the over 2 litre category as they hit the track for the first time. Wipers on full here at Wakefield Park. A foggy, rainy, misty, horrible morning. Great start for man Reddy in his BMW. Goes past Stig Richards on the way into turn 2 there. Trev Spiteri leading the way in the all-wheel drive Evo. I think the rest of the field would give many dollars to be driving that car today. Oh, we've got a spinner. That looks like it's Peter Hennessy facing the wrong way. That's a shame for Peter. He was expected to do quite well this weekend. Scott Tutton in the Evo 2 chasing down Trev Spiteri, the defending over 2 litre champion, into the official green flag there after the spin for Hennessy. Looks like the big Commodore of Nigel Williams coming in 3rd position there. Coming through a screaming wet turn 2. You can see just the rivers of water coming across the track. A pair of Evos, Spiteri and Tutton making easy work of it. Andrew McMaster, not so easy as he slithers his BMW out of the turn. Being chased hard there by David Ellis in the big Commodore. We see David Noble in the Motorsports chasing Stig Richards down in the RX-7. Peter Hennessy making his way back through the field after that early mishap. Easy win in the end for Trev Spiteri, claiming race 1 in the over 2 litres from Scott Tutton and Nigel Williams. Here with Nigel Williams in the big Commodore in over 2 litres. Nigel, mate, 2nd season in Improved Production. How are you finding? It's a bit wet and wild here for round 2 at Wakefield Park.
Yeah, today's good. Just judged the conditions before I went out. It started to rain on the dummy grid, so I didn't quite have it right, but you know what? It was the same for everyone, so just chipped away at it and got my last fastest lap on my last lap, so just paid to be patient, and it came to me in the end.
So in terms of car setup, we've got it's half raining, it's half dry. Have you got any tricks with your car that you do to kind of have the best of both worlds?
Yeah, you need it just hard enough, but soft enough to hit the wet bits and not skate off from underneath you. So yeah, it's a bit of a compromise, but it'd be better if it was all wet or better if it was all dry.
You've got the Evos to chase down. How are you going to go?
I'm going to hunt them down the best I can.
Fantastic. That's Nigel Williams in the big Commodore. Watch out for him coming through the field in the over 2 litres. On board with race 1 winner Trev Spiteri. Oh, he's bogged it badly off the line. That has allowed Scott Tutton in the Evo 2 to blaze around the outside, coming into turn 2 in the lead. That's an unusual situation for Spiteri to be following a race car. That's Nigel Williams charging up the hill in the big Commodore. Peter Hennessy recovering from that spin in race 1 to slot into 4th position. Tutton looking to make advantage here over Spiteri, running down the hill towards the official with a commanding lead at the moment, but don't think for a second Spiteri is going to let this go. He might have won every race so far in over 2 litre in New South Wales Improved Production. That won't mean a thing. We go on board with Stig Richards in the Taily Talkie RX-7. You can see just how much water there is, and you can see the battle ahead with McMaster and Ellis side by side, almost door banging. But has to say, the racing this weekend from all the guys in the categories has been exceptional. Tutton easing out a little bit of a lead with Spiteri playing the watching brief, and Williams settling into 3rd position, but Hennessy, wily old competitor, right on his tail and looking for a way past. Master holding down 5th place. And there's Tutton charging down the hill towards the official again. You can really see the puddles working there, and you can see how sideways Spiteri is getting. He is not letting the potential for another race win slip through his fingers. The rivers of water coming out of the infield, and Spiteri right on the back bumper of Tutton now, applying maximum pressure in only the way that he knows how. Headlights ablaze, coming down the hill. Tutton's got it all to do, holding the advantage through the fishhook and then driving, using that all-wheel drive advantage out of the turns. And Spiteri again, massive slide. You can just see that he's working as hard as he can to get to the back of Tutton to try and make a move. Right towards the end of the race now, and Spiteri doesn't seem to have the legs on Tutton as they come up the hill, but when we plunge down the other side, we're looking to go down the hill towards the official gear. 3rd into 4th, big correction there, looking down the inside Tutton's gone sideways. Is that allowed? Look at that. Spiteri skies through and makes the move. One small slip up from Tutton and Spiteri is through. That's such a shame, but great driving from both drivers to get through there unscathed. Again, sideways for McMaster. Not the fastest way, but a pretty cool way to get up the hill. Ellis ranging up on the back as well, looking for his way past as this race winds down in over 2 litres. He's got to the outside here. What can McMaster do? This is, whoa, big brave move here. He's going to run out of track. No, McMaster's got a wheel onto the curb and had to give it away to Ellis there. In the end, Spiteri, a dominating win in race 2. Scott Tutton, a fine second, and Nigel Williams comes home third. I'm here with the perennial bridesmaid of the over 2 litre class, Scott Tutton, after a epic battle with Trev Spiteri in the Evos on a very wet track, mate. That was a great effort. Tell me a little bit how that race went for you.
Mate, we got a great launch, which was really good. I thought Trev would be there because of being on the inside, but I sort of got the run up the hill and trying to tread the waters because it was so slippery out there, and I sort of held him a bit for a while, and then I had a bit of a moment in turn 7, and sort of nearly threw it away, and then he got past me, and that was sort of it. So
he did gap you pretty quickly, but you really had it over the series champion for a while there. He couldn't get through you to last turn, first turn. You were doing a great job holding him out.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. Yeah, no, it went off boost a bit too when he went past me, so I've had checked all the hoses and that, and I don't know what's going on there, but once he got past me, I thought, well, there's no point of trying to tread the waters a little bit too much. He's got wider tyres and I've got 225 tyres, so yeah, you just got to use what you got to use for these conditions. So
yeah, look, it was an epic battle, and you've got a couple more races to go on a pretty tightly packed schedule on Sunday. You ready to go for the third one?
Yeah, no, we're ready to go. Just have to put a bit of fuel in it and keep it on the black stuff.
Doing a bit of a rain dance?
Hopefully.
That's epic. Let's see how Scott can progress through the ranks in the last of the over 2 litre races. A soaking wet track for race 3. Yellow flags being waved furiously at the rear of the field. Andrew McMaster has stalled on the line. Man ready safely around. Scott Tutton again jumps to an early advantage over Trev Spiteri, just like he did in race 2. And Peter Hennessy has got the jump over the 6 litre Commodore of Nigel Williams there. This time Spiteri, I don't think is going to let Tutton get away. Charging right away down the hill into the notorious fishhook here at Wakefield Park. Headlights ablaze. He's not going to let Tutton get too far away this time. And Williams has moved around the BMW of Hennessy. Tutton seems to have the advantage through here. A little bit more power out of the older Evo as we go on board with Spiteri. As they go into the last turn, Spiteri going the high line. Oh, and Tutton's gone the inside line, lost grip, oversteered, and that's opened the door. You don't often have to invite Spiteri through that easily. Coming down into turn 1, and he's going to make that move stick. Again, Tutton, just the smallest of mistakes, and the series champion has made him pay for it. I think Tutton will have a bit of red mist about that. He'll really want to get back onto the tail of the defending champ as we go to Mayan Reddy and Andrew McMaster battling their way around. Big thanks to our windscreen sponsor Ravenol for their support of the over 2 litre category as well. It is perilous out there. You can see Mayan Reddy's car moving around under power, and McMaster's car just moves around anyway. He loves to drive it sideways. You can see him chasing down into the last corner. Big look in the rearview mirror for Reddy as he sees McMaster coming up. And you can see the Midas signage on board Mayan Reddy. Our thanks to them as well. The battle for third position there between Tutton and Williams, who's closed the gap. He's moved away from Hennessy, who may have a little bit of a problem. He's certainly going a lot slower than he did. Bit of a twitch from Tutton. The rear-wheel drive Commodore certainly has the wood down the straight, but it's going to struggle in the tight and twisty parts of this Wakefield Park track. McMaster closing up on Stig Richards, who said to us he was struggling a little bit with the torquey power delivery of that ported rotary engine. You can see just how much water is laying on the track there. These two rear-wheel drive cars struggling. McMaster making a big move down into one, and he'll take the advantage up the hill over Richards. in the RX-7. Oh, and that's Peter Hennessy. We thought he might have had a problem. He's slowing. It's almost the last lap as well. That's a real shame for Peter. Hopefully he gets out for the next couple of races. Another dominant victory there for Spiteri, coming home ahead of Scott Tutton and Nigel Williams. Another wet track for the last race in the over 2 litre category in the Improved Production New South Wales. Round 2, Stig Richards away, and you can see the spray kicking up instantly. Again, Scott Tutton jumping out to a big advantage over Trev Spiteri. Rest of the field comes through. Nigel Williams still in third place. McMaster, big move there on David Ellis for 4th position. Tutton will want to get away and absolutely try and consolidate a lead. He's had the lead in the last couple of races, but managed to let Spiteri past. But here, the white Evo has to deal with a big 6 litre red Commodore. Nigel Williams hunting down a 2nd place trophy. I think he's a bit sick of being third to these two. Tutton again, a little bit of a push wide there from Spiteri as they come over the hill. Big slide for the leader, Tutton, and a big slide for Spiteri as well as they try and manage these changing conditions on tyres that are probably a little less fresh than they were earlier in the day. Go up the hill, Tutton still leading the way from Spiteri. Looks like Williams has dropped away. Where's Williams? There's Williams, he's dropped it. He's dropped it in the infield, and we've talked about it before. The problem isn't coming off the track, it's getting back on. It looks like he's stuck. Oh no, that is heartbreak. And there's another spin, that's Tutton. He's thrown it away again, given Spiteri full advantage. Hopefully Tutton can get it turned around and back in the race. But again, Spiteri let off the hook by Tutton. He's going to be kicking himself after the race, I think. Spiteri's got it all his own way in this longer of the final races. Big thanks to our sponsors too, DBA and V Sports, as well as Bringit Digital for all of their support for the Improved Production New South Wales category. And that's Mayan Reddy in the Midas car, being passed there by the gorgeous little Toyota Corolla of David Noble. Again, taking the off lines around the track here is probably the best way. The polished on-race lines are going to be slower. Bit of noise there from David's car. Hopefully you won't get black flag. Looks like the exhaust has come loose. Yes, it has. He'd be lucky to avoid the wrath of the officials there. We'll see how he goes, but this is probably the strongest performance from Noble in all 4 races. So hopefully he can get it through to the finish. So moves back to the field there as Tutton moves past Reddy, trying to pick up a few more spots after that spin earlier in the race. Ranges up on the back of Noble here. That clanging exhaust is still hanging in there. Hopefully will continue to do so. Tutton won't be in the mood to muck around. He'll tidy him up pretty quickly. And these two are back at it again. McMaster and Ellis have been toe to toe all weekend. Big slides again. McMaster loves a bit of sideways action as they range up on the back of Mayan Reddy and David Noble. Great racing all weekend from these guys. Haven't fallen off the track at all. And that is a dominant weekend again for Trevor Spiteri. He's just going to move ahead in the championship, take the overall. Scott Tutton in 2nd and Andrew McMaster a fine 3rd. So that's a wrap on round 2 of the New South Wales Improved Production Championship from a wet and wild Wakefield Park. Trev Spiteri, 4 from 4, mate. Excellent job, but it wasn't easy, was it?
No, definitely kept me honest. I couldn't get my starts this round. I don't know what was going on. I tried more revs, less revs. I'd light up all 4 on first gear. So yeah, Scotty was really fast off the line. He's got a bit more power down the straight, I think. And yeah, it was really fun.
And those changeable conditions, I mean, everyone's saying the Evo is the car to have, but you still got to keep it on the island and you still got to do the right thing behind the wheel, right?
Yeah, look, don't get me wrong, the drive off the corner in a 4-wheel drive is incredible, in the dry, let alone the wet, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's hard to keep the temperature in the tyres, so that was a bit of a challenge. Yeah, we suffered a few issues through the weekend. People might not realise we actually lost the alternator in the second round. I got the heated screen, I'm turning the lights off, wipers off. I got down to, I think, 9.8 volts. I could hear the fuel pump cutting out. It was yeah, we battled that, but we got through. Ended up just being a circuit breaker.
That's Trev Spiteri, who hasn't lost a race yet in 2022. Can he continue that streak at Sydney Motorsport Park? Join us in July for the over 2 litres and the New South Wales Improved Production Championships.